If your Nigerian stew ever turns out watery or just not rich enough, it's not your ingredient, it's the process. So let me show you a simple way to fix that. This is a very basic stew, nothing fancy, but I'm going to focus on the small things that actually make a difference in the taste. I'm going to start by boiling my chicken. I'm going to cook the chicken for like 15 minutes. I'll go ahead and add the onions, some curry powder, thyme. I'll add brilliant cube, salt, and then if you have some Scotch bonnet, you can also add it just for spiciness. So it depends on you. If you have any other seasoning, you can just add it at this point. So I'm going to give that a good mix and leave it to cook in its own juice. And I will also add some ginger and garlic powder. If you have the fresh one, use that instead. Now, after 20 minutes, I've come here to add some water to it so that the chicken can cook properly. Now, I'm starting with my base: fresh tomatoes, red pepper, Scotch bonnet, and one onion. But I'm going to be using adding one more onion as I want a lot of onions. I'm using plum tomato also, and I've gone ahead to cut them just to save time. I'm going to, I'm blending everything together, but not too watery. This part is important, which is one of the things I wanted to show you guys. If there's too much water in your mix, your stew will take longer to cook, and then it won't even taste as rich. Now my chicken is ready. I'm trying to bring them out so that when I'm frying the chicken, it won't be splashing around, like the oil won't be splashing around. And also, we will need the chicken's broth. We are going to need part of it. I love to keep this as I always use them for jollof rice, and then you can also use it for your fried rice and every other tasty meal. Now we are going to be frying the chicken. The way I'm frying this chicken now, I'm really, really enjoying it because there's no oil splashing everywhere. So that is why you need to put the chicken in a sieve so that the chicken broth can just, dry off before frying it. The next thing is cooking our stew, our chicken stew. I'm going to use the same oil that I use in frying the chicken. Once it is hot, I'm going to add some sliced onions, and I'm going to add some tomato paste. I'm going to remove the sliced onion, but I will let it fry for a bit, not too long, just enough to bring out the flavor, because I'm going to be blending them and pouring it later. Next, I'm going to fry the tomato paste for 2 to 3 minutes. Then I will add pepper base. What the tomato paste will do is to remove that raw taste and also deepens the color of the stew. That's basically what the tomato paste will do. Nothing really fancy. So I'm going to blend the onions that I removed from the oil. I'm going to blend it and just pour it later, and you will get to see this as you follow along. My family do not really like onions, so if you like onions, of course there's no need removing this. I do follow process like this when I'm looking for a way to add onions into my meal. Please, after pouring your base, please don't rush. This is where most people get it wrong. Let it cook properly so the water reduces. Now that the sauce has reduced, I'll give it a good mix and taste for salt. This is the time to add my seasoning cube, thyme, curry, and a little bit of salt. Don't forget that we added the chicken broth earlier, so we need to be careful on how we are going to be adding all this seasoning. What your chicken broth will do is to give it more depth. I'll go ahead and mix everything before going ahead to give it a good taste. I will taste it to check for, for salt, and I realized I needed more bouillon cube. This is very important because of the chicken broth already had some seasoning in it. And this is just perfect for my stew. At this point, the oil will start separating slightly from the sauce, and that is a very good sign. I will go ahead and add my blended onions, the onion I showed you earlier. So you are not obliged to go through this process anyway. And then I will allow this cook. I'll cover it and allow it cook for like 10 minutes more before coming ahead to add my already fried hard chicken. At this point, the kitchen is smelling so good. So after adding my chicken, I will give it a good mix and then I will cover this just to cook slightly for about 2, 3 to 4 minutes. Immediately you see that the oil is floating on top of the oil, it is telling you that your stew is basically ready. Look at that, just so perfect. This stew is thicker, is richer, and the color is deeper. It's no longer watery. This is a very rich stew. This is exactly what you want, something that can actually sit well on rice or anything you are eating it with. I so much love when I see people knowing what they need to do. They don't need to stress themselves. That is what I'm in for. Just have stew, my fam. Just have stew at home. Stew, rice will go with it. Spaghetti will go with it. Agege bread will go with it. Those who know agege will know what I'm talking about. Anything, name it. You can even come back and use the remaining stew to cook jollof rice. This is what we are talking about. It came out so good. Simple ingredient, but the difference is clear. This is the kind of stew that actually carries flavor. I bet you just follow the process and you will keep coming back to make this chicken. I top it up with some parsley. You can use any topping of choice just to garnish it. So thank you so much everyone for joining me. Thank you for watching this video. To all my returning subscriber, I am so grateful for you guys, for the love, for the support and everything. I see you and I am grateful for you. And if you enjoyed simple Nigerian recipe like this, there is more on this channel. See you soon. Bye.